All right now we're going to talk about the resurgence of the Sacramento Golf Hall of Fame, and that will be coming up April the 6th. Is it not, I believe, is the date?
April 6th.
I think we'll just let Angie Dixon, who's going in the Hall of Fame, talk to us about it and fill us in. Good morning, Angie.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, it is a pleasure to have you here. I think this is the second time over in the last year, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You were gone that day, but it was fun to talk with Brett.
Well, it's good to have you, and you have really become, I think, this primary spokesperson for the First Tee of Greater Sacramento with the job that you do and all that you do. But let's talk about bringing Natalie Gulbis back. Let's talk about putting David Sutherland in the Hall of Fame and getting people to come out and play in this wonderful tournament that's coming up.
Sure. Well, we're very excited to have the resurgence of the event, and the Sacramento Golf Hall of Fame started back in 2000, and we've inducted several just wonderful people who've made an impact on the game. Most all, in the Sacramento area, but some who've gone on and played on the tour, and folks like Al Geiberger, and got a large list. And we're very excited to be having Natalie Gulbis come back home and be able to honor her as well as David Sutherland. David's a great guy and done a lot for golf, and now, of course, being the Sac State golf coach as well, we're really looking forward to honoring them.
And Angie, Bob and Marilyn Hughes, just mentioned what they've done for junior golf in the area for so long.
Bob and Marilyn are just adored by all of the kids. They have been steady volunteers for the past 25 years at the Golf Council event. And then in 1997, when the First Tee started its junior tour, they came on board as volunteers, and they do not miss an event. They have missed one event in 15 years of the junior tour because they had to go to an anniversary celebration, and they apologized up one side and down the other. They're just wonderful people. The kids love them. All the kids that, go through First Tee, that is always going to be a memory for them. Even into their 20s, they ask about Bob and Marilyn.
Yeah.
We should also mention Bodycraft Collision Center, and you think, well, is that going into a Hall of Fame worthy thing? How do you do that? But Bodycraft, I know they do a tournament every year with Jim Fitzpatrick, the golf artist, and all of the stuff that Jim does. They're very, very involved in local golf, and that involvement generally involves giving money and putting money into local golf. So right. I think that is very worthy, and that's how you do it in a town like this. But I'm so happy to see the Sacramento have a Golf Hall of Fame, put it back on the landscape after it was taken off, or sort of officially taken off. So happy to see it. And Angie, I noticed that you talked about everybody but you. So give us a little of your background. You played on the tour a while.
Well, I did. I played on the Futures Tour for a bit. I grew up here in Sacramento, actually. Was in the First Tee before it was the First Tee. The first year of Sacramento Area Youth Golf, I started and as a little linker and kind of worked up through and played on the boys' team at El Camino High School, and then went on to have a full scholarship to the University of Washington and competed there. And then I did play a bit on the Futures Tour, taught a lot, and then came back to Sacramento to kind of make this home and start our family, and began working with the First Tee back in 2001. So been there for about 11 years now.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize, I knew that you had played out there and then come back, and you've been with the First Tee for a long time. I did not realize that you came up through the Little Linkers program in Say Golf. That is actually pretty cool stuff. Mm-hmm. That is
it
cool.
Very much is, and it's actually kind of fun right now. We within the First Tee, we have several of our staff that have gone through our program. All of our head coaches at all three of our sites have, and our program assistant, myself, obviously Ken Morton Jr. and Tom Morton, who are involved on our committees, and it's really kind of a neat thing to have all the kids that have gone through the program back serving in it now.
Yeah.
That's the excellence of our junior programs. Okay, so now we've got to support the program. We've got a wonderful tournament opportunity coming up. Folks, by the way, we're talking with Angie Dixon from the First Tee of Greater Sacramento, or we could say the local First Tee Executive Director for the area. But, Angie, I believe we've got, it's coming up April the 6th. Let's talk about what you're doing, how sign-ups are going. We've got a tournament that day. It'll be at Hagen Oaks. Natalie's doing a clinic. Just start filling us in. Give us the who,
sure.
what, when.
Well, there are lots of ways for folks to be involved in that day, and we would love to have people come out and join us. We've got on our website, which I'll plug that for you, TFTGS.org. Right there you can go and look at all of the proceedings and sign up for the event, or if we've got a number there you can call for questions. But we're starting out today at 9 o'clock. We're going to be having a clinic, actually, prior to play with David Sutherland. And the golfers who are registered for the event will be treated to that clinic. And he did an excellent job last year. He's just a very great guy, very fun, and wonderful clinic. And we'll be playing 18 holes out at the Alistair McKenzie course at Hagen Oaks. And then Natalie will be joining us midday, and she'll be actually working her way through the course and visiting with the people while they're out playing. And after play, she'll be in to help with the awards. And then we're going to be heading over to a golf clinic for the juniors. We're going to have one of the things that Natalie Gulbis was very excited about was having a clinic for the kids when she's back here in town. So at 2:30, we'll be having a clinic back on the academy holes. And she's really looking forward to working with the kids. And the evening event, actually, we're going to be changing venues and going over to the Crest Theater. And it should prove to be a very nice event over there. It's going to be emceed by Frank LaRosa and Stan Atkinson, and we'll be having some hors d'oeuvres starting at 6 p.m., and then the presentations will start at 7. And one of the fun things about the evening is we'll be having a fireside chat with Natalie and David. So all those questions you may want to hear about, what tour life is really like, we'll be able to actually kind of sit down and hear from them about it. So it really proves to be a very a fun, full-packed day, but a lot of fun going on. Folks can join us just for the golf tournament, or they can join just for the induction ceremony, whatever they'd like to do, however they'd like to be a part of the day.
How much and where are they going?
It is, to play in the golf tournament, it's $250, and that does include the induction ceremony as well. So and then if they would just like to join us for the evening, it's $75 a person, or $25 for guests 18 and under. And they can register online at our website, which is www.tftgs.org, or they can call our office at 916-808-0959.
Right.
808-0959. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And, folks, I'll put a link before the weekend is done to the First Tee of Greater Sacramento on the Golf Talk website so that you can get there easy. Because every time I try to do the initials TF, I always have to go, okay, the First Tee, and go from there. So it is the First Tee of Greater Sacramento.
But now you're on the hook for doing a little work this weekend.
Well, I can put the links in fairly quick. It's anything beyond that gets more complicated for me. Photos and resizing and all that stuff. But the links I can do. I've got that one down. I'll have to go spell it out, and we'll go from there. So, Angie, is there anything else? I know you're not filled. The tournament is not sold out at this point in time. Anything you can offer companies if they come in and book a foursome? How can we rally some people to really support this thing? Because it really is important for the golf landscape in Sacramento.
Yes, it definitely is. You know, we actually have a couple things happening. We have a special contest for anyone who signs up for the golf tournament before March 31st. We've got several Natalie Gulbis autographed items that we're going to be giving away. And the other thing is we have a VIP reception hour at 5:30 at the Crest for just those sponsors who have come in at the $2,000 level or higher. So they're getting a foursome in the event at that price, and they're also giving a $1,000 donation to the First Tee, which I did want to mention that as well, Vince, that I know a lot of times when people think of the first tee, they think of golf. And, I know that both you and Brett know that the first tee is way more than just a game. And,
I agree, way more. Yep.
We are really a youth development program, and we are changing kids' lives through the game of golf and teaching them these life-enhancing values and life skills along the way. And this chapter here at the First Tee Greater Sacramento is just doing amazing things. We've seen great results. And I don't know if you've been noticing on, I'm sure you have, anybody who's watching golf has noticed the commercials and the wonderful support that the PGA of America has been giving. And the Golf Channel just recently signing on as a media partner to the First Tee National. The gal that's on all those commercials, Kristen Redford.
I got to cut you a little bit, Angie. I hate to do that to you.
Sure, no problem.
But we've got to hit a break. So one more. We're actually a little late with the break. We've been enjoying talking to you, but I'm looking at the clock here. So we got to go. But one more time, toss out that phone number for anybody to get involved. It is April 6th. It's Friday of Masters Week. All day or just the evening thing or just the tournament, whatever you want, folks.
Indeed. 916-808-0959.
All right. Angie Dixon, thank you very much. And please give our best to your husband, Bill.
Thank you so much.